Water for ducks back. Good to go? All right, what's going on? Everybody, dizziness, post-COVID dizziness. This is a big problem for a lot of people, so we wanted to bring this timely fact because a lot of people are dealing with long haul and or lingering symptoms. So here you go. What's up, Secoya Nation? Thanking Linda for bringing this topic to our attention because Linda asked us about this. We said, great question. So we're going to talk a little bit about post-COVID, but mostly about dizziness because that's what people are experiencing. So people are losing their sense of smell and taste. They're going, feeling like they're back to square one where they maybe felt sick and they got better and they're sick again. It's kind of an up and down kind of thing. So thank you, Linda, for commenting on this and giving us a topic, but also encouragement for you, all of you out there watching. If you have a concept or a struggle or a suggestion, question, whatever you want to do, just type it below because if you have it, then I guarantee other people have it. So just please go ahead and do that. So why does dizziness happen, right? So we talked last week about POTS syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia, which was also related to drops in blood sugar, people standing up too fast and all of a sudden like, whoa, I feel really dizzy. This is a pretty common symptom, not just for post-COVID long haulers, but also for people who are dehydrated, people who are not supporting their adrenals and things like that. So this is an important thing for anyone, whether you're post-COVID or not, to focus on, okay? And so we work with people all the time about dizziness because they don't understand it and they think they've been told there's something wrong with them, but they don't have a prescribing physician to actually get down to the root cause. They just say, well, we're going to give you, and that was AFib. They like to give blood thinners and other things like that in order to change a person's reaction to the POTS and or the dizziness, if you will. But you got to look at the adrenals, you got to look at hydration, things like that. So when you're feeling dizzy, it's because you can't really. It's like if you ever had dizziness, you don't know what your point of reference is. Like it's getting dark in the corners. Like when I was in grade school, they tore down our church and we were building another one, so we had to have church in the gym. And so I'd be standing there, like any good student, and all of a sudden I would pass out standing up and I'd hit the floor. And I'd be like, holy crap. Everybody's diving around me like, what the hell happened to you? Like, I don't know, passed out. But I started to learn, like, when you start seeing the little black things in the corner, it's usually a sign you want to get down because ultimately you're going to go down whether you want to or not. Eventually they said, well, if you start feeling that way, just sit down. I'm like, okay, great. But it's like your loss of reference. You don't have a reference point. Everything starts getting a little bit fuzzy. You're like, whoa, what's going on? And things like that. And so that can happen when you don't have a sense of your territory. When you feel powerless to demarcate your territory and like, this is me, not like this is me and this is another person. We don't know where one starts and one ends. That's like powerless to mark your territory, things like that. So if you feel like it's useless to fight, like I don't, why even put in a fight? Like I'm just going to be beaten, or not like fist fight. Like why even put the effort and why challenge it? Because if I do, most likely I'm going to have to play dead. Like they're going to be domineering over me and stuff like that. So the dizziness is like your brain says, "Oh, play dead," so you don't you got beat up or controlled by someone emotionally or things like that. It's like, how can I prevent a further attack in the future? And so I just play dead. So that's a concept related to this. Depression, sadness, negativity are related to dizziness. So if you're like just bewildered by your world and you're like, oh, it's so depressing, your brain just like, might as well just go to sleep because we're not going to get anything productive out of this situation. We're not going to improve anything. Some research says it's like, is my father my real father? Is like, what's my point? Again, it goes back to the point of reference, right? So if you have a question, who your leader is, who your father is, who your guidance systems are, that can lead to a point of disorientation and or your nervous system becoming unstable. Inconsistent, contradictory words that can be confusing. So if you're hearing something in one situation, for example, let's just say a spouse says something to their partner and says, oh yes, honey, sweetie, I completely understand that. Let me change, let me follow through with something, and then they never do. Then what you realize is there's an inconsistency in the contradictory aspect of saying one thing, not doing another. Then that turns into you're being bewildered and sort of dizzy by the fact that nothing ever changes even though someone says they're going to change something. So that's an interesting one. If I could twist the words, like, so someone might feel a conflict related to twisting words and their ability to process those words. that can lead to a disorientation in the nervous system. And of course, all this going back to adrenals, like if your adrenals can't support yourself, your brain's going to say, I don't have enough blood flowing to my brain. As a result, I'm going to make you feel dizzy, so you lay down so you don't get injured, if you will, or that you don't have to deal with this. So these are kind of the root causes of dizziness in general. Generally speaking, related to COVID, it's like some unresolved conflict, take your pick from anything in life, where your immune system is being suppressed because of the constant, chronic, unrelenting stress in your life that is not changing. And so the long haul concept is like, it's like chronic immune suppression. Like someone says they have chronic Lyme, someone says they have long haul COVID. It's nothing against you as a person, but we have to understand like something is limiting the body in that process, or the body is limiting itself because it feels like an insurmountable task, it feels like an immovable stress or challenge. So when you think about that, say, okay, I must have some type of unresolved conflict, because if your body makes viruses to help you heal, then thinking you got it from a wet bat in a market in, a bat in a wet market in Wuhan, China, when they've talked about, it's being a bioweapon and all this other crap, like this is on the news now. Like this is not new. But if you and not someone you know who's already had COVID is stuck in this syndrome, this path, this like loop, if you will, this negative loop, then you must have something in your life that's stressing you out to the point where your immune system is suppressed. And I don't know what that is for you. That's why we do these videos, so you can dig in and find out what that is. So I encourage you to just kind of look at these and understand, like viral syndromes like Epstein-Barr, monocycle, the cytomegalovirus, which is also like a monocycle, influenza type stuff. This is all stuff that can really make it feel like it holds you down. Okay? It feels like it holds your immune system down and you can't strive again, you can't thrive again. So address the stress in your life. Look at all areas of your life, partnerships, children, work, internal to yourself, self-love, lack of self-love, self-shaming, whatever it is. Look at throughout your whole life, and if you can find every area of your life where everything's hunky-dory and you still have long-haul COVID, please raise your hand. I would love to know, because I can almost guarantee that that is not the case. If you want help understanding that, deciphering that, that's where we come in. That's where we help you understand the context of what's going on in your life, who's affecting you, how is it challenging you, and things like that. Because ultimately, there is a reason behind everything that happens. I mean, if you got hit by a bus, that's one reason. If you had, I got the flu, I got influenza, I got COVID, I got whatever, but you're still not recovering, something is holding you down. It's like an invisible hand holding you down. So we'd love to help you with that if you're interested. If not, find somebody who can, because I want to encourage you to stop saying, I just have long haul COVID, or I have chronic Lyme, or I have whatever, because that's giving that power over you, and you're unlimited, and you can heal given the right set of circumstances. Just like we talk about, how does a hurricane start? How does a tornado start? How does any storm start? When the conditions are just right. How does someone have long haul COVID? When the conditions are just right. How do they have long-term Lyme? When the conditions are just right. So take that and consider it. I don't want to tell you what to do. You got to do what's right for you. But if you consider it, then you're empowered to say, what needs to change? Ask yourself one question: what needs to change in my life right now? Okay. So we'll encourage you to check out the other videos on YouTube and on TikTok, because we want to empower you. And please comment below with your ideas, your questions, your concerns, whatever you want to say. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Wellness Wisdom. All right, guys. Have a good night.